Hey guys, Troy here. Welcome to this video. Good morning from me. As you can tell from my bedhead, I'm coming fresh out of waking up this morning. But I want to shoot this video for you guys. I get a lot of questions now about how I make my bulletproof coffee. So I want to share that with you as I'm making my morning coffee, what I put into it, what helps me make sure I get plenty of fats in the morning, keep my carbs low, but get that clean, consistent energy throughout the day. So excited to be cutting this for you so you can see how I make my own coffee and hopefully give you some insight as to how to make yours if you want to start your day right. So let's jump right into it. Let me show you how I do this. Okay, so first and foremost, getting everything out ready. So I've got my Contigo coffee cup. These are a really great option if you're looking for coffee cups that keep your coffee warm throughout the day. If you want to drink your coffee all at once, you can nab these on Amazon pretty cheaply. I get these in sets of 5, so I'll ready my coffee for the week, put all of the solid ingredients in it, and then add in the coffee as I go. So pretty great option there. So with the solid ingredients, I use Stevia in the raw. For me, I typically add about 2 packets in. If I want something super sweet, you can add 3, but this is an all-natural sweetener. It doesn't work like sugar, spiking your insulin or anything like that. So a great option for giving you the sweetness, a little different sweetness, but not in the same way that sugar does. Then we're going to jump over here to the L-theanine. Now, for those in the know, this is getting to be more and more popular to couple this with caffeine to kind of take the edge and the jitterness out of caffeine. It gives you a more slow and steady energy release once you take it. I get this from Lift Mode. Comes with a scoop for about 200 milligrams. So what I'll do is I'll throw both of those solid ingredients into my coffee cups, ready about 5 of those for the week, and I'm good to go. Then once I've got water on the boil, which I'm gonna go ahead and flip this on, about 1.5 cups, 2 cups, depending on how rich and bold you want your coffee. So I'll go ahead and turn that on while we're talking about the rest here. Then we've got a few of the liquid ingredients. We've got heavy cream, we've got Kerrygold butter, which is expected with Bulletproof Coffee, and then of course we've got Brain Octane Oil. Now you can use coconut oil, you can use MCT oil, which many of those are one and the same, but I prefer Brain Octane Oil, more highly refined, tends to have a little bit more in the way of cognitive benefits. So let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put all of this together in the coffee cup, and then we'll come back in on the other side. Okay, so I've read even more of my ingredients here. As I mentioned, put in my 2 packs of stevia with the 1 scoop of the L-theanine from Lift Mode, right there. And then for my heavy cream, I do a full tablespoon. I've got that readied. For my Kerrygold butter, right now I'm at about 1.5 tablespoons. Now, one word of warning, if you're just starting with Bulletproof Coffee, start with about 1 tablespoon and work your way up. I've noticed when I've gone too high, you can kind of get a little bit phlegmy. You can counteract some of that with apple cider vinegar and a few other tricks. But when you're just starting out, get enough, but not so much. That's going to be my recommendation for you guys. I think Dave and the folks at Bulletproof pretty much say the same. And then the same with the Brain Octane Oil. You can start really at about 1 tablespoon, 1.5 tablespoons, and work your way up, kind of capping out at 2 tablespoons. That's actually what I've got for myself there. I kind of give myself a little wiggle room. I start at 2 tablespoons, and if I go to excess, I'm totally fine with that. So now I'm going to try to masterfully do this with one hand, which is pretty impressive, I might say. So 1 tablespoon of the heavy cream. This, of most of the ingredients, is probably what you could consider to be the most, not essential. It's just a really great way for those that are looking for making sure you get that fat in the morning. Heavy cream gives a richness. It brings in a lot more flavor to the coffee. You know, when you mix all these things together, you got butter, you got cream, so it gives it definitely a different taste and texture. We got our 1 tablespoon. Don't mind me, I'm going to use my thumb to assist here. We'll drop that in. I knew this was going to be interesting to do this with one hand, but we will make it work. And then, of course, we've got our Brain Octane. So I've got my handy dandy measuring cup here that I always use, and with the Contigo cups, I'll just let that drip Make sure I get every little bit of that Brain Octane Oil. Cool. Now, over here, I took the water off to boil. Next, I'm going to show you guys the actual coffee element, which, no surprise. So I've already got a few things. Actually, let me give that 1 second. I've got the canister ready here, my Bulletproof canister. That is full of some great and excellent coffee. Of course, I've got the bag that I've got it from right there. My coffee grinder here as well. So what I like to do, depending on how rich and bold you want the flavor, 3 scoops is typically enough for me. I've got a dedicated scoop here. 3 scoops is typically enough with that 1.5 cup water ratio. I'm totally flexible with that. It really depends on how rich you want the coffee. You've got other ingredients at play, but that would be my recommendation for you guys, is start at about 3 scoops of your coffee to 1.5 cups, contingent upon using that Contigo cup, or if you're using a home cup, your ratios are going to be slightly different. So let's go ahead and I'll just show you. I'm not very, I don't really make sure that I always exactly 3 cups. I just like a good tasty coffee in the morning, especially when I'm this tired. It's like, you're looking at things and squinty-eyed and rubbing your eyes and just ready to enjoy some coffee. So drop the lid on top for that. So I'm gonna spare you the grinding, but what I'll do is grind this coffee, ready my boiling water, and then I will show you guys the French press that I use, which a few tips and tricks there. So I'll see you on the other side with that. All right, ta-da, we've got our French press here. Now, word to the wise, I've been through about 3 or 4 glass French presses. I like to hand wash and make sure they're meticulously cleaned. And glass, soapy water, and a hard sink do not play nicely together. So I've had many a broken French presses. So my wife has kindly given me this and gifted me this one. It is from Cozina. No matter the brand, but this type of French press is great. I'm gonna see if I can find one and drop the link in the description for you guys, because it's saved us money, time. They're durable, does everything that keeping in that heat when you're going through the French press. Great option, saves me time, saves me the heartache of cleaning up glass. So love that. So I've mixed in and grinded down my coffee. I have got my boiling hot water, and now I'm gonna drop everything into the French press to save myself an energy with that boiling water. I'm not gonna necessarily record that, but I'll bring that, put that right into the French press, drop the water over it, cap it with the top of the French press, and I give that about 5 solid minutes that I let it sit in the French press before pressing and adding into our Contigo cup. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that step, and then I will show you the last little bit. Okay, there's the coffee and water added, about to fill a line that's acceptable for me with my Contigo cup. And let's go ahead and cap this. I've got an eye at the time, so I'll give that about 5 solid minutes before it is ready to be pressed and added to our coffee. And while we're doing that, let's just go over a few quick things as it pertains to some of the ingredients. So a few questions that I've had and I can see having with, like I said, the heavy cream being something I like to add to get in the additional fats. Kerrygold butter, absolute newbies, keep in mind you want the unsalted variety. Salted is gonna make your coffee taste a little funky. So it comes with this kind of signature gold foil on the outside. Again, starting around that 1 tablespoon mark. Brain Octane Oil. I'm definitely going to link this because I think this is the most essential ingredient for you guys. If you're absolutely strapped when it comes to putting together your Bulletproof coffee, just make sure you get your Brain Octane Oil added to it. You can just add it in, spoon it around, try to add it. When I take it, to be honest with you guys, I'll just take like a tablespoon and I'll just swig it and then follow it with some water, just to make sure I get the advantages of taking in that coconut oil. That's getting to be more and more known. It may sound, again, to absolute newbies, like a little bit of craziness, but once you experience the benefits, you're like, it's night and day. Clean, solid energy that's not driven by an insulin spike and you're not crashing after. Pretty awesome. On the stevia front, a few options. You guys can always do drops. You can do, I prefer this type of sweetener in the form of a packet. A lot easier to travel with. a lot easier to use. And the L-theanine, you know, you guys do have the option if you wanted to use capsules or anything like that. What I like to do, and why it's advantageous for me, between the quality that I found with lift mode and then the readiness, you know, where I can just drop it right into the Contigo cups, get 5 ready in a given week, and then all I have to do is add in my, you know, my liquid ingredients, which took me a little bit longer today with recording everything, and then dropping in the coffee, of course. All right, so the coffee looks like it's got about maybe another minute or two. I'm gonna ready my blender, and I will show you how the final pieces come together. Add it to our readied Contigo cup. Now, it doesn't look too pretty in there right now. We've got the butter, heavy cream, L-theanine, some stevia in there. But once this all comes together, it's gonna be great. So let's go ahead and pour in the coffee. That looks great. I get that right there. So it looks like I've made the perfect amount. And all of the elements have come together. Now, what I like to use, a blender in the morning can get a little bit too involved, too much to clean, so I've kind of hacked that a little bit with this hand blender, where it fits perfectly. This Contigo cup continues to impress in the sense where you can use this hand blender, and let me see if I can do this with one hand, an even bigger compliment to both the hand blender and the Contigo. Let's see. I've readied a glass that has soapy water in it that I've just made. If I can drop the hand blender in there, I can go and move this all the way down at the base where that butter is that kind of needs to be broken up and mixed. And I like to just do it on a slower setting. Wow. I've never done this with one hand, so I'm a little impressed. Mixed up. Ooh. Make sure I can leave as much in the cup as possible. Once it gets nice and frothy, that's when you know you've got enough mixed together that that butter's been broken up. And then for me, the cleaning process is just dropping it in that soapy. Oh yeah, there you go. One-handed showing up there. And I'll take care of that after. But that shows you how much quicker that is as opposed to using a full-blown blender and having to hand clean each part. But that is it, guys. I try to knock this out in about 5 to 7 minutes to start my morning. I got that high-quality Bulletproof coffee included in there as well. We've got all of our ingredients, so if you guys remember, solid ingredients being stevia, L-theanine, you can add your heavy cream, your butter, your quality MCT or coconut oil in the form of Brain Octane Oil, and you can tinker with that from there. Bulletproof also has Vanillamax, which I'll sometimes use, adding in a little flavor of vanilla. So if that's your style and a flavor you're interested in, could be a good option. So from here, I'm ready to cap this guy. I can seal it. I can lock it in with this Contigo top. Again, another thing, if I do this one-handed. Awesome. And I'm ready to drink it. Hey guys, so hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe if this was helpful to you. There's going to be links in the description for everything I mentioned in today's video. Really covering, I aim to cover all the questions that I got about making coffee. But here it is. Hopefully you enjoy yours. Let me know. Please drop me any questions, any comments in the comments section. And hopefully I will catch up with you guys soon. Have a great day and enjoy your coffee.